Hey guys, what's going on? It's Thomas here, and I'm just doing this. This is my videos from my final major project, and This is just to explain what's going on. So final major project for college, I am doing it on two companies. I'm comparing two game companies. I'm comparing Subnautica by Unknown Worlds and Batman Arkham Knight by Rocksteady. So in this video, there's going to be me interviewing two of my mates about the game So I'm going to get 2 minutes to watch trailers of two trailers of each game. Then I'm going to ask them some questions. I'm going to talk about the plots of the games. I'm also going to be telling some facts and quite a lot of more stuff as well. This is a short intro saying what this is, and I hope you. So in this section, I'm going to be talking about both plots for Subnautica and Batman Arkham Knight. I have used Wikipedia to find these plots because I did not want to mess up the storylines and get things wrong, because that would make me seem wrong, and it could get my grades down, as that is not how the game works. So I'm going to start with the plot for Subnautica. I'm not going to read it I'm going to read it off here. However, I'm going to put in my own things. So Subnautica takes place in the late 22nd century. It's when humanity begins to colonize planets in space. An Altair vessel known as the Aurora has been sent out to the outer reaches of the controlled space to construct a phase gate and find a lost ship known as the Degasai. However, the Aurora is struck with an energy pulse of unknown origin and crashes onto an ocean planet known as 4546b. Whilst the player crashing is still part of the plot, the Aurora's nature has changed several times throughout the game's development. For a period of time, it was intended to be a trade ship that was trying to take a shortcut by performing a gravitational slingshot maneuver around the planet when it got shut down. Whilst in the launch version of the game, the Aurora has been built for the sole purpose of constructing a phase gate in 4546B's system. So as time passes, a series of radio messages from other survivors begin to stream in, as your player is escaped in a life pod whilst the ship was in midair crashing down. Like I said, radio messages from other survivors begin to stream in, sending the player to other crash pods containing information about some of the Aurora's passengers, but no people. A few signals appear to be sent by unknown creatures, which are planning on hunting down the survivors of the crash. I'll come to those in a bit. Eventually, a passing trade ship called the Sunbeam picks up the Aurora's distress signal and comes to help. However, upon attempting to land on the planet, the Sunbeam is destroyed, along with its entire crew, by the quarantine enforcement platform. Fortunately, soon after this, the Altair Corporation, the Aurora's owner, manages to send through schematics of a rocket ship called the Neptune escape rocket. This will allow the player to escape the planet, theoretically. Unfortunately, though, it isn't possible for the rocket to take off while the quarantine enforcement platform is still active. As the player later on discovers in the game, 4546B's used to be a research outpost for an ancient alien race referred to as the Precursors. The precursors placed the planet under quarantine after an outbreak of an infectious bacteria known as the Kravar, which, due to a containment breach, due to an attack by a highly defensive mother sea dragon, has now by infected most of the entire planet. They made several attempts to find a cure, including dissection of baby sea emperor leviathans, the game's largest creatures, and being that has been so throughout the game, a sea emperor leviathan has been communicating with the player through telepathically. They're using, so its mind it isn't just it isn't just a fish. It has a mind of its own. So communicating with the player throughout the game. This 1,600-year-old creature produces an enzyme called enzyme 42, which can cure the Kravar. However, the Empress was too old to produce the enzyme anymore, and the babies always died when they studied them. Because of so many failed experiments, the precursors declared quarantine on the planet before either leaving, dying, or downloading their minds into the computers that they had on the planet. Quarantine measures, including the activation of a quarantine enforcement platform, a massive atmospheric defense gun, which shut down the Aurora, the Degasai, and the Sunbeam, as well as a group of cyborg creatures known as Warpers, who attempt to hunt down all Kravar bearers. The player must then find the Precursor's primary control facility, where the research to the Kravar was conducted. This is where you meet the Sea Emperor, and she explains why the Precursors couldn't obtain the enzyme. The Empress couldn't speak to them telepathically due to their biology, and told them that forcing the babies out of their eggs will kill them. They need a hatching enzyme to wake them up from the eggs. The player then gathers materials to make the hatching enzyme, and after hatching the Sea Emperor's eggs and receiving the cure, the player can then disable the quarantine enforcement platform. Once this is done, accomplished, they can then launch the Neptune 1 rocket to escape the planet. In a scene after the credits, the computer confirms you have actually arrived back at Altera, but permission to land will only be granted after you've paid your outstanding balance of 1 trillion credits for the value of the minerals during the game. So that's the plot for Subnautica, and now we are going to get onto the plot for Batman Arkham Knight. On Halloween, Scarecrow forces the civilian encounter room of Gotham City after threatening to unleash his potent new fear toxin. Batman tracks down Scarecrow to a hideout where he rescues the imprisoned Poison Ivy, who had refused to join Batman's other rogues in Scarecrow's plot. Batman meets Oracle, who identifies Ace Chemicals as the source of Scarecrow's toxin. Batman investigates the facility, but encounters the Batman, the Arkham Knight, and his heavily armoured militia. Batman overcomes the forces and locates Scarecrow, who has transformed the entire building into a toxic bomb. Scarecrow reveals that he has kidnapped Oracle and exposes Batman to the toxin before escaping. Batman inhibits the bomb's blast radius before he is confronted by the Joker. A flashback then reveals that before the Joker died, his infected blood was used in blood transfusion infecting 5 people, including Batman. Batman, concealing his infection from others, imprisoned the 4 other recipients who were physically and mentally transforming into the Joker. The Joker, now existing as a mental projection produced by the infected blood and fear toxin, frequently appears to taunt Batman and manipulate his perception of the world around him. Then, after Batman escapes the exploding Ace chemicals, he alerts Gordon to Oracle's kidnapping, who angrily leaves to find Scarecrow. Batman learns that Scarecrow recruited businessman Simon Stagg to build the Cloudburst, a massive dispersal device for the fear toxin. Aboard Stagg's airship, Batman interrogates Stagg and finds Scarecrow, but a dose of fear toxin allows the Joker to temporarily assume control of Batman's body, whilst the Arkham Knight extracts the Cloudburst. Recovering, Batman locates the Oracle in Scarecrow's hideout, but when he arrives, she's exposed to the fear toxin and commits suicide in terror. Harley Quinn seizes Batman's base in the Pansel movie studio to rescue the Jokerized patients. Batman and Robin capture Harley and the infected, but one of the patients kills the other before committing suicide. Believing that Batman will become the perfect Joker, realizing that Batman is infected, Robin attempts to imprison him before the Joker takes control, but is instead imprisoned by Batman, who refuses to stop until Scarecrow is caught. The Arkham Knight activates the Cloudburst, flooding the entire city with fear toxin. However, Batman destroys the Cloudburst and convinces Ivy to empower an ancient tree that can neutralize the toxin. She succeeds and saves Gotham, but the strain kills her. Whilst Batman's exposure to the toxin strengthens Joker's control, Batman pursues the Arkham Knight to a construction site to rescue Gordon. The Knight reveals himself to be Jason Todd, the previous Robin, who was seamlessly murdered by the Joker and has been left traumatized by the Joker's hands. Todd blames Batman for abandoning him, and although Batman offers to help Todd recover, he escapes. Batman and Gordon confront Scarecrow on the building's roof, where Oracle is revealed to be alive and a suicide, the result of a hallucination. Batman rescues her and returns her to the Gotham City Police Department, or the GCPD, but Scarecrow escapes with Gordon. Using the remaining militia, Scarecrow assaults the GCPD to eliminate Batman's allies. Batman and Gordon neutralize the militia, but Scarecrow uses the distraction to kidnap Robin. To save Robin and Gordon, Batman surrenders to Scarecrow and is taken to the ruins of Arkham Asylum. Scarecrow reveals Batman's secret identity to the world on television before repeatedly injecting Batman with a toxin to break him before the public. Batman and Joker then battle for control inside Batman's mind. Joker attempts to weaken Batman by reconnecting the people who have suffered and died because of Batman's crusade, but Batman's triumph and locks the pleading Joker away in his mind, forever to be forgotten. That is the Joker's only fear. Todd arrives and saves Batman, who subdues Scarecrow with his own fear toxin. After Batman ensures that Gotham is safe, Gordon dispatches the police to reclaim the streets, and Batman activates the Night Fall protocol to protect his loved ones. Surrounded by reporters, Batman returns to the Wayne Manor, where he is greeted by Alfred. As the pair enter the manor, it explodes, seamlessly killing them both. Gordon, now Gotham's mayor, prepares to attend Oracle and Robin's wedding. Elsewhere, however, two criminals attack a family in an alleyway, but are confronted by a nightmarish Sliver resembling Batman. So this leads on to then the next game which they develop. I don't know the name of the game, however. So anyway, guys, this has been Batman. This has been the plots of Batman: Arkham Knight and Subnautica. So this part of the video is where I'm going to talk about some facts of both companies. I have a few bios as well as some other facts which I'm going to read, but I'm not going to go through all of them because I don't want this to be too long. So I'm going to start with Rocksteady. They're based in Kentish Town, London. However, they were created in Yorkshire. It's recorded that they had 148 employees in 2017. However, they are still growing to this day. They created the games Batman Arkham VR, Batman Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham Asylum, Urban Chaos Riot Response, and Batman Return to Arkham. The key founders of the company are Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker. They were founded in November 2004. The company is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. So, Batman Arkham Knight is a 2015 action-adventure game developed by Rocksteady Studios and published by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. The initial release date was on the 23rd of June 2015. The series is of Batman Arkham. The engine that they used is a Unreal Engine 3. The genre is an action-adventure game, and the platforms that the game is playable on is PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Linux. Okay, I'm just going to talk about one of these. So I'm going to talk about one of these bios, okay? So, abandoned to his abuse, an alcoholic and abused and bullied his entire life due to his appearance, the result of a genetic disorder he was born with. William Jones embraced his animal instincts and violently murdered and devoured his aunt. After he finally revealed his breaking point during a travelling circus and adopting the name Killer Croc. Jones bonded with his fellow carnival workers and felt like he had a family for the first time. This came to a tragic end, however, when a vicious audience member in Gotham City destroyed the carnival and killed all whom Jones had felt affection for. Seeking revenge on all humanity for their crimes, Croc began to devour countless individuals to survive and became a monster in both body and spirit. Driven by hatred and lust for blood, Croc regularly worked with Gotham's vicious mob boss organizations as a brutal and cannibalism hitman to satisfy his appetite for violence and money. Seeing all humans as selfish and judgmental sacks of flesh, Jones took orders from anyone who can provide him with the money and a larger scope of victims. So I'm now going to move on to some facts about Subnautica. So Subnautica is developed by Unknown World, of course. They're based in San Francisco, California. They only have 20 employees. The founder is Charlie Cleveland. The parent organization is actually Perfect World. They are known best for the Natural Selection series and Subnautica. They have created 4 games, which is Subnautica, Zen of Sudoku, Natural Selection, both 1 and 2. Subnautica is a survival adventure game developed and published by Unknown Worlds Entertainment. It allows the player to freely explore the ocean on an alien planet known as Planet 4546b, collecting resources to survive. So its initial release date was the 23rd of January 2018. However, it has been in development for quite a few years and has been worked on as one of the most popular games that is a survival. The engine they use is actually Unity. The platforms they are playable on is Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and I can't actually read that. Macintosh operating system, that's it. The genres for the game is an adventure game and a survival game. Just like that, like I did for Killer Croc, I'm going to read one of these. I'll go for one of the classics. The Reaper Leviathan is a massive creature. It's got fins and head. The fins and head properties include the creature. The creature is just a little shorter than a Cyclops submarine. The Reaper Leviathan possesses a long, slim, muscular built body with 4 caudal fins and 2 pectoral fins. It also has 2 dorsal fins running along the length of its body and 2 ventral fins taking a small portion of its belly. Most of its fins, along with its back, are red in colour. This allows it to be seen in the depth as a predator. Its head features a large mouth as well as 2 pairs of eyes with grey sickle and green iris. It has 2 maroon mandibles on each side of its face, which slowly get darker, tipped with black claws. 4 in total, particularly around the facial area, and the bluish white skin appears similar in human skin.
sunlight. I've been dreaming of it for months. But it's hard to enjoy alone. The crash seems so long ago now. Father was right. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. Marguerite and Father are already part of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
This PDA has rebooted with one directive: to keep you alive. Scans indicate this location supports a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Exploration is conducted at your own risk. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy. Explore, study, catalog new species, secure food and energy, and gather data on unusual phenomena.
Shouldn't have gone so deep. Shouldn't have gone so deep.
So, do you know what this game was?
Subnautica.
Alright, what do you think of the game?
It looks like a really good game, open world survival, which I actually like.
What is your favourite part of the game and why?
I think it's probably building parts, like, building bases and ways to survive.
If you could change anything from the game, what would it be and why?
I would have an option to actually go out with third person, because I like survival games that are also in. An option to go in third person and first person, like have both.
Yeah. So, what is your favourite creature and why?
Well, I've never played the game, so probably the big squid.
Big squid. All right. Do you know anything about the plot of the game?
Well, gameplays I've seen really more or less like you're just building stuff, survival stuff. I've never actually seen where the game actually goes or ends.
Right. So, with your thoughts on the game, please, would you rate what you would give the game out of 10?
I'll give the game a 9.6.
On Steam at the minute, the rating is 9.5. Have you played the games at all?
No.
Right, give me a second. I want you to have a look at these pictures and tell me what you think about them. And when I say this, I mean when you first see them, what do you think in terms of name, height, length? Is it a predator or is it a prey? And why do you think it is in the game?
Right, so Sea Leviathan. Actually, really cool name. The look of the creature looks really cool. I think it's in the game because it's scary and I think it's a predator. Next, Reaper and Leviathan. I'm seeing a pattern here. Well, the creature is obviously a threat, and it looks very menacing and scary. I wouldn't want to meet this thing. I can't tell. Which one's this one called?
That is called the Ghost Leviathan.
There is a pattern that they're all called Leviathan, so I'm guessing it's just the big ones that are called it. As it says here, threat level is on red, so I'm guessing this one is very scary, and I think that it's probably because it can go invisible or something, so that's why it's called a ghost.
Right. Finally, from what you've seen of the game and what you've seen through your past experiences watching gameplays, what is your favourite, your least favourite creature?
I'd probably have to say the little fishes. Not just because they're little, or it's because I'd feel sorry for them. Really.
I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Sunlight. I've been dreaming of it for months. But it's hard to enjoy alone. The crash seems so long ago now. Father was right. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. Marguerite and Father are already part of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
This PDA has rebooted with one directive: to keep you alive. Scans indicate this location supports a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Exploration is conducted at your own risk. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy. Explore, study, catalog new species, secure food and energy, and gather data on unusual phenomena.
Shouldn't have gone so deep.
Do you know what this game is?
To be honest, yeah, I've seen gameplay of it, but I didn't play it myself. but I do know what the game is. It's a survival game, which is games I like, but I ain't played it.
What do you think of the game?
To be honest with you, I cannot give my full opinion because I haven't played it yet. But by the looks of the trailers, it looks a very good game.
What is your favourite part of the game and why?
As I just stated it in the last question, I ain't played it, so in a way I don't have a favourite moment in the game because I needed to play it to have a favourite moment.
If you could change anything from the game, from about what you've heard and you've seen, what would it be and why?
I would add more diverse, add quests and objectives.
What from the trailers you've just seen? What would you say is your favourite creature and why?
Ooh, it's that white and red creature. He looks good. That looks scary. I don't know his name, so I can't say what it is.
Do you know anything about the plot of the game?
As I've heard, the plot for main objective of that game is to survive. That's all I've heard.
With your thoughts on the game, please rate out of 10 what you give the game.
I would give it 2. The only reason why I would give it 2 is because I haven't played it, so I can't give it a high rating.
On Steam, the game's rate is 9.5.
Oh, that's surprising.
So you've already said you haven't played the game at all, so I'll not ask you that. What would you pay for the game if you had to play it?
Ooh. I would say for a linear game like that, I would say £10.
He's actually going for £15 at the minute. Now I want you to here's some pictures. I want you to tell me what you think the name, how the height and length, and are they a predator or a prey, and what they do in the game.
Sea Emperor. I think he's the biggest threat. By the name, Sea Emperor. So it's probably outputs more damage than any other creatures. The Biter. Sounds like what my cat does to me, bites me. Threat level, mediocre. As it can't, it's not high threat, but probably because it can't do high damage to you. And yeah, no, the design's good. And the bladderfish, which is no threat at all to you. So you can basically just have a whole swarm coming after you and they won't damage you. And I the design of it looks like it's like an arrow going through a love heart. So, not bad designs.
Finally, from what you've seen of the game and from what you've just had a look at those images, what would you say is your least favourite creature?
I would say the bladderfish because it's no threat at all. I like the creatures where
Gotham, this is your only warning. Abandon this city, or I will unleash your greatest fears. Tonight, Gotham falls. A city of fear rises.
City's overrun. We don't stand a chance. What are you doing?
Evening the odds. There is no savior. No more hope. No more Batman.
Do you know what this game is?
Yes, I played it and I very enjoyed playing this game.
What do you think of the game?
It's a brilliant game, but I have to pick fault with it. It's too much focus on the Batmobile. It's not even focus between Batman and the Batmobile.
What is your favourite part of the game and why?
I have to say, if it wasn't revealed that Jason Todd won the Arkham Knight in the trailers, it would have. The Arkham Knight mystery was a good part of the game.
If you could change anything from the game, what would it be and why?
I would make the focus of the game more evenly between Batman and Batmobile and not make everything Batmobile focused.
What is your favourite character and why?
I have to say the Arkham Knight because he's the only one enemy that Batman has truly faced that knows his tactics, everything.
Do you know anything about the plot of the game?
The plot is that Scarecrow's planning to detonate a fear toxin bomb on the city, and Batman's trying to stop him.
How much would you pay to play the game?
Oh, I paid full price for this, so about £55.
Finally, what is your least favourite character?
I have to say, for one character that just got on my nerves was has to be the Penguin.
Okay, so this part of the video is where I'm going to talk about my inspiration for the idea. I've decided to do this as I believe that Subnautica is a very well developed game. However, it's got much to come. My real inspiration is Jacksepticeye, who is a YouTuber. He has played Subnautica to its fullest, and throughout his experience has always said this game is amazing. So I've decided to do Subnautica, and I've decided to do Batman Arkham Knight because they are totally different games compared to each other. The graphics are different, the movement system is different, and a lot of the controls are different. When I say about the graphics, I mean it is... So Batman Arkham Knight is quite a dark game because of how Batman is always known for shadows, while Subnautica both plays during the night and the daytime. Its graphics they're kind of like a smooth cartoonish, if but in the meantime, but still being very very, how do I say it in a good way? Very. There's a lot of detail into it. I'll say it like that. And when it gets dark and in the game, everything lights up. There is the algae lights up, the plants, the fish, everything. The game just combines itself during day and night time into a. I'd have to say, I'm gonna say, if I have to predict how well Subnautica is gonna be in a few years' time, I'm gonna say it's gonna be at the top level of games that have come out in 2018. Whilst there is a lot of games coming out this year. So yes, this has been my inspiration. Thank you. So this part of the video, I'm just going to do a quick advertisement for Subnautica. As I said, the game is a very well developed and detailed game. Here the logo is, as you can see by the logo, is very well developed. The actual icon looks amazing than it used to. It used to be just all orange, but now as you can see it has a lot more colour in it. At this minute in time, the game is being bought on Steam. The game is being sold for £25, and on the Xbox One it is currently being sold at only £20. I would really advise getting this game, as it has a lot of potential and there's a lot more updates to come. You can build stuff, you can adventure, there's so many creatures, you can document everything. And I'm hoping at one time they will add customable mods to the game, which will create an even greater experience for those on PC. And I'd advise buying this game, but however, as it is, if you're a child watching this, make sure you don't just go out and spend money. Make sure you know what you're doing. Get parental permission from your parents. But like I said, it is a very well developed game, and I would seriously suggest buying this game if you have time. However, if you don't have time for the game, still buy it. However, don't expect it to be all fast paced. It is a slow game where you have to get resources as well as materials, and there's a lot of stuff to be added in. Anyway guys, this has been GBTI. I've been doing my FMP project, and I hope you've all enjoyed it. Well, there's a lot more. Like I said, I suggest you have Subnautica if you can afford it. Maybe even Batman Arkham Knight if you haven't already played the game. I know I haven't played it yet, but I plan on buying it because from what I've heard from people, it is a very enjoyable game. Anyway guys, I hope you've all enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below what you thought. Make sure you like it, and also subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. That will tell you every time I upload. And I'll see you on the next one.